Can you turn off advanced levels of achievements in meditation yoga field? So in this, I mean, like as you're advancing, you may develop clairaudience, clairvoyance, and some unsavory, developments may occur where you're hearing voices from higher frequencies that you no longer want to, you don't want to hear it, and you don't want to be seeing things that other people cannot see and so forth. Can you turn this thing off, right? And how to do that? And so I'm going to be discussing that in this video. For those who like the contents, of my video, I'd like to ask you a great favor. Please don't forget to also like and subscribe because this is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. One extra optional extra favor that I can ask of you to just drop a comment and share it with just one other person or social media channel. I will be very appreciative for this, and thank you very much just for your time to listen to me. Um, for those who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. My special amazing offer currently is a 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, delivered to you telepathically anywhere globally, instantly, and pay only after you are satisfied. So you can visit my website yogawellness786.com for more information to contact me regarding that. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. The unique difference with me is that I've studied under so many different masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, and the West, including the scientific communities, right? And I put together my own combined protocols, getting the best of all the worlds, and basically designing the protocols, making them much faster, quicker, easier, simpler, more time efficient, but results orientated. To that end, I've now got students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is the 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website yogawellness786.com, in exchange to subscribing to my blog, and where you can get more information about my services. Also, remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, yes, what is normal to happen as you're progressing in meditation, one of the first things you can experience is clear sentience. You can understand where people are coming from, in terms of um, what what they mean, and from the tone of their voice, you can get them, right? You can get what they're saying, right? And other people are not getting them because sometimes the words do not necessarily, give you the full information. The emotion or the way in which they say it may say a thousand things more than just the words, right? Being able to read between the lines, right, so to speak, and sensing someone is not okay. So everyone has that natural ability, but it starts to become deeper, right? When you meet people, and this helps you to be able to adjust to different people's level to be able to communicate, on their levels, and increases the spectrum, or of people that you can communicate with, increasing your circle of influence, and making you more empathetic, right? And of course you become more popular that way, because you'll have your relationships will become smoother when you understand people better, right? Because everyone has got some justification in the mind for whatever they're doing, right? But the problem comes when you get a clear audience and clairvoyance, right? You start seeing things that you don't want to see, right? And you don't know whether it's your imagination or real, right? That I have to put there. So I believe, many of these things are real. I don't know, every person. Some people could imagine these things, right? And but very often these are not imagined, depending on the level of your progress, and what type of discipline and how many factors are involved. But the important when you importance is when you start hearing voices, right? So I'll explain what happened to me. I was doing meditation, and I got excited. I found the right way, and I started to make progress, and I latched onto that progress, and I tried to maximize on it, and increase my meditation time to obscene levels, right? When I say obscene levels, like 13 to 18 hours a day, right? I'm meditating, and really going crazy with it. In a very short space of time, I was able to. I'm hearing voices from what perceived to be from not from people around me, right? Because an empty room, and I'm hearing people talking to me, right? And then when they heard that there was one or two voices, I heard, and I responded, in audible, so no one else can hear them. It's only me. It's in their head, right? And so maybe going a bit cuckoos or crazy, maybe I have to scientific community. Yes, I'll put that statement there, right? And just hear me out, right? Uh, Try not to spoil my story. So imagine now this is actually happening, right? So, but to my perception, this is happening. I'm hearing this voice. When they heard that I could hear them, I couldn't see them, right? I could hear them, and then the one or two became like five or six, became 10, and then became like a crowd eventually, right? So the problem started to happen. I mean, it's interesting. There wasn't any harmful or negative voices that I was hearing, and they were all amazing voices, and they were very funny, right? Many of them were very funny. So they used to crack jokes, and I used to die laughing, right? And when I used to drive there, some of them, a lot of them were children as well, and they were very playful, like 8-year-old, 7-year-old children. And when I'm driving my car, they in the car, and they want to hop in from the back seat to the front seat. They want to touch the steering wheel. They want to this thing, but I can't feel them or anything, right? And they are fighting, to come in the front, and things like that. And then they start cracking jokes, and I'm laughing, and that's like nice, for 1 or 2 days, right? Until I'm bursting out with laughter in a very serious situation. Everyone sitting in a meeting, right? And they're so serious, and these guys they start commenting on the other people's faces in a very funny way, and we burst out laughing. The people say, "What's happening?" I said, "No, no, sorry." My mind drifted, and I was thinking of something very funny that someone told me, at home. Sorry, I had to apologize, and I had to even say that I'm not feeling well, I had to be excused because it was very funny. I couldn't stop laughing, right? But I didn't want all that, it's like it was exciting just for 1 or 2 days, that I could get it. And then how did I stop it? Mentally, I said, I want this to stop very strongly and with a serious intent. Please, this must now stop. I don't want to hear all these things. Instantly, it stopped. And still getting the feeling, the sentiment. Like if I focus on any entity or something, right, I feel there's a presence, and I can feel like what they could be saying, right, what they are thinking. Because you look at someone's expression, right, you can, if you look at a painting, you can feel the express what's being expressed, what feeling is being expressed, in that picture. So when you look at someone's like demeanor, his facial expression, and his posture and so forth. You can understand. Similar to that, it's like mind, telepathic communication, and you get to understand. So the way to do it is the intention. Everything works with it. People don't know the power of the mind. Just that you don't have control of it, you're just letting it go loose, right? It is a very powerful thing. It is how I can do telepathic healing. I make my intention and purpose. So in 1923, when they discovered quantum energy, and they found that they can direct the electron, they just think it must go left, it starts going left. They think it must go right, it goes right. The electron that they're shooting, right, through a slit. Or they don't think anything, it just by default goes straight, right? But it obeys the mind, right? The mind is a very powerful steering wheel. that you don't have your hands on it. You just driving with your foot on the accelerator. It's just going helter skelter, bumping into everything, like bumping cars, dodgem bumping cars. In the amusement centers that you go into, these cars bumping into everyone. That's what's happening. But once you start learning how to control it and seeing the result, especially you coming to higher levels and you learn to awaken the subtle life force energy and how it obeys you, and does what you ask of it. It's absolutely amazing. So that is, it seems like very difficult. No, you just make an intention. I want this. Similarly, we make intention. I want this goal. And why don't people achieve the goal? Because they abandon the goal, right? So whenever I made a goal, I always achieved it because I didn't abandon it. But of course, some goals took me 6 years to achieve. Some goals took me 9 years to achieve. Some goals took me about 13 years to achieve, and some goals took me about 40 years to achieve. And a recent goal took me 50 years, before I achieved. But I didn't give up. It's not like I was going crazy or over the goal, but I keep, mindful of my goals, right? And this is the importance of writing it down, right? Write down, if you know you want to achieve, so write it down, right? You'll have eventually, a big list of goals, right? And as you're achieving them, tick them off, right? And you're going to, because the mindfulness aspect is very powerful. This is the power of human, the will that I want to do. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it will achieve, right? So, if the Wright brothers, believed everyone that man cannot fly, I said, stop wasting your time. You're never going to be able to fly. They persisted and said, no, we will find a way, right? And what would we do without, aeroplanes and flying capabilities? Now the flying car is about to be released, right, as we speak, by Tesla. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and how that's going to turn out and taking us into the future, right? And maybe people are not going to like it, right? Or I don't know what the laws are going to say and so forth. But there's many people in history. Henry Ford said, "Who's going to ever buy his motorized, it's so noisy and makes this thing." And but I mean, now vehicles, who's using horseback anymore, right? And if Thomas Edison gave up over 1,000 tries before, 1,000 different tries before he succeeded in creating the light bulb, and we have electricity powering up everything. So the mind is very powerful. It doesn't have to be extraordinary. Don't be afraid when you're getting it. Just make a will, make a firm will. I don't want this anymore. You know, this is. I mean, enjoy it for a short while, and then after that, I don't want this anymore. Please, it must stop. You know, you say it firmly, it will stop, right? It should stop. So if you're having problems in it stopping, connect with people who are advanced level, right? Like people like myself, energy healers and advanced yoga and meditation teachers. We can stop it on your behalf. Other people can stop it on your behalf, and so forth. So hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.